This is Rami Pujari. I'm a self-taught web developer and a mentor in Newton School, and I welcome you all to my channel of Students Coding Community. And if you are new to this channel, hit that subscribe button so that you never miss another update from this channel. So this is our day 1 of Ace JavaScript series. Are you excited? I am super excited. So without any delay, let's get started with this video and let us see what exactly we're gonna see in this series and why JavaScript is important to learn. So without any delay, let's get started. So my friends, in this series, we're gonna see all the important concepts of JavaScript in detail that one beginner must know. So if you're new, then I would suggest that you should join me from day 1 itself, because knowing the roadmap and the importance of JavaScript makes you aware that why you should do particular thing. When you're clear from here, your mindset, everything becomes clear. You procrastinate less because you have the knowledge, you have the awareness. That is why before starting any course or anything, you should be aware of its all the pros and cons, and it's important that why a particular thing should be done. So that is why I'm disclosing all the tips and tricks, and also very importantly why JavaScript is worth all the hype. So in this series, I am going to explain all the important concepts of JavaScript in detail, and especially in this video, which is our day 1, I am going to explain it to you that why JavaScript is important to learn, and we will see the roadmap of this series, because learning roadmap is extremely important, and knowing why particular thing is important, why you should learn this thing or you should not learn this thing. This clarity is very much important, because when you're clear from here, from your mindset, everything becomes clearer. You procrastinate less, your productivity levels increase. So awareness is very much important, and for this reason in this video I am going to talk about these things to make you aware that why you should choose JavaScript. Now the most important thing to discuss is that what is this all fuss about JavaScript? Why everybody is speaking about JavaScript? Is JavaScript worth this hype? Then my friends, absolutely yes. JavaScript is worth all this hype because JavaScript opens a lot of opportunities in the market, because you can go into app development, you can go into web development, and you can do so much more. You can learn all the frameworks, libraries, everything. You can be a full stack developer if you choose the JavaScript path. Isn't it crazy? I feel it very much cool, and it's not just that it opens up opportunity in the market, it is also because all the technologies and the frameworks which are demanded by the recruiters currently in the market, you can learn all of them by learning JavaScript. Then don't you think that by learning one thing, you can learn a lot of things, and you can be a full stack developer? And you obviously know that full stack developer has a huge package these days in the market. So what do you think? Let me know in the comment section. Okay, but what exactly is JavaScript? When I was a beginner, I was always confused. Like, okay, then I have to make one website. Then what role is of JavaScript? Because at that time I was very much confused and curious, because I was a self-taught web developer. So I kept on digging and digging. Then I got one simple thing which removed all my confusion, and that thing is this thing which is on the screen right now, that is structure of our web page. Understanding these 3 simple things makes everything clear. That HTML, why HTML use, that is why this is the prerequisite before learning JavaScript, is that you should know HTML and CSS. That's when you can connect your points easily. Okay, so let us see what is first HTML. What is the role of HTML in our web page or our website? So basically HTML provides all the content that you need for your web page. All, the paragraphs, the heading, the images, the videos, tables, everything is provided by HTML. Now comes CSS. Since we all know, like in the previous series as well, we have seen in the HTML part that our web page looks very much dull and there is no beautifications we can do in HTML, and that is where we use CSS. CSS comes in handy when we want to change the layout, we want to change the designing, we want to put the colors and make it more beautiful and lively. At that situation, CSS helps. But you have seen in the last videos in my web development series as well that it mostly looked like a UI which does nothing. It had colors and layouts, but it does not have any functionalities which we usually want in a website. What do you expect a website to do when you go to a website? For example, a ticket booking website, you want that whenever you click book my ticket button, it should book the ticket, and then it should come up with the payment details and everything, right? But if you click a button and nothing happens, then it is just a UI, right? That website is of no use. When you click the button, nothing happens. That's when JavaScript come into limelight. JavaScript adds functionality to our web page. It makes sure that whenever we click any button, it works. Whenever we want to put any dynamic content, like whenever we click, entire content changes and some new content comes up, right? All of these things is taken care by JavaScript. That is why learning JavaScript in web development is extremely important. Talking about JavaScript, let me clear this one thing, that Java and JavaScript are completely different things, right? They are not related to each other. They are as different as carpet and car, right? Since they are not related, I don't know, many beginners feel that Java is somehow related to JavaScript, but that's not true. And as you can see on the screen here, I have added some details about JavaScript so that you can understand it in a better way. JavaScript was invented by Brendan Eich in 1995. ECMAScript is the official name of JavaScript, right? And JavaScript, what exactly is a JavaScript? It is a scripting language that enables you to create dynamically updating content, control multimedia, animate images, and many more. You can add dynamic content, you can put different functionalities using JavaScript. As I said earlier also, whenever you want to click a button and you want something to happen on a web page, right? All these functionalities is taken care by JavaScript. Now, also there is one more point here, and that is JavaScript is an interpreted language. Now, what is this interpreted? Oh my god, difficult IT terms, and everybody feels that, oh my god, it is a big jargon. When I was a beginner, I used to feel that, oh my god, what is this? Maybe I am not made for coding because I can never understand this. Let me break this down for you. So, interpreted language means the code is run line by line, due to which the output is written immediately. So that is why JavaScript is so much faster. We are going to talk about console commands and the variable keywords that we have, that is where, let, and const, and also about the extension that is usually used in VS Code. Most of the things we're going to see on Newton's code editor, but also few parts which I feel that should be shown on VS Code, that also I'm going to discuss, because most of the people are comfortable with VS Code, and keeping them in mind, I will also show most of the things on VS Code as well. Next comes data types. There are many kinds of data we're gonna see in JavaScript, which is very important to know as a beginner. And next comes string and string properties and methods. These methods are very much helpful when you want to keep passwords and everything. And then next comes arrays and objects, which are also important and integral part of JavaScript. Then comes if and else conditions, which are basically, if this command is true, then run this. If this is true, run this. If this is not true, then what should do. All of these instructions you are giving to your computer that do this and that. Basically, that is what is we call programming, right? We program this particular way that they understand what is happening over here. Next comes loops, functions, selectors, child, parent, traversing, creating and removing. Events are very much important. As I said, a button clicking thing, right? That is done with the help of events. We're gonna talk about local storage, and we're gonna do one nodes project. We're gonna talk about most confusing thing in JavaScript, which most of the beginners face difficulties while learning, and that is object oriented programming. And that object oriented program, I have broken down it into 4 videos, that is object literals, prototypes, object inheritance, and ES6 classes. So this is how our roadmap looks like. Now I know that most of you all will say that okay, this is not entire JavaScript. I know that, my friends, but this is what a beginner to intermediate level person should know, right? So that is why I'm teaching these things, and in the upcoming series again I will add all the advanced part as well, because if I add that here itself, then it will be very much difficult if somebody starting from scratch, right? So that is why I have divided this into two series, as beginner to intermediate and then again to advanced level, so that it is convenient for everybody. Friends, I really hope that you have understood what is JavaScript and why is it so much important to learn JavaScript, and also how our roadmap looks like.
About Newton School. Newton School is an online learning platform where you can learn full stack development courses and get your dream job. And the best thing about this is you don't have to pay any fees until you get placed in best companies. So check out the link in the description to skyrocket your coding career. So my friends, this much for today. I really hope that you have liked this video and you have learned a lot of new things from this video. Do not forget to share this with your friends because they might also find this helpful. And if you are new to this channel, hit that subscribe button and access the playlist, because in the previous videos I have covered a lot of important concepts which you might miss, and I really don't want you to miss that, because for a beginner all the basic concepts are so much important to make the foundation stronger. Plus practice is the only key to become a better web developer. So I will recommend you all to please practice everything that you learn from my tutorial or any other tutorial on the internet, so that you become stronger with your foundations and become a better web developer.